spirit of envy and jealousy. Now, envy and jealousy is a very wicked and evil emotion that comes up out of the soul. It comes up out of the soul. Now, Jeremiah 17:9 says, the heart is deceitful above all things and is desperately wicked. And it goes on and it says, who can know it? Who can know it? When you think about it, who can know it? Who can know when somebody's going to turn against you? One minute somebody's your friend and another minute they ain't got nothing to do with you. You getting ready to get you a brand new car, and then soon after you get your car, now all of a sudden your friend, she don't want to talk to you. She ain't got nothing to do with you. You know, you even got people that treat God like that. One minute they serving God, another minute they done backslid, and now, you know, they done turned against God. So Jeremiah is saying the heart is deceitful above all. That means above all, that means everything. And desperately wicked. Who can know it? We don't even know our own heart. The heart can change at any time. And that's what this is saying. It is desperately wicked. It is desperate to even be wicked. It's deceitful. And so the Bible talks about that, and it talks about in Proverbs 4:23 to guard your heart, to keep your heart. From out of it flows the issue of life. And so that's why it's so important for us to keep our heart, to guard our heart. We should be like gatekeepers over our own soul. Because you got to be careful what you allow to go up in your heart. The heart is part of the soul. And if you're not careful, then you're going to deal with all the issues of life. And then people are going to see your issues. And this is what this is saying. Proverbs 4:23. Now it talks about envy and jealousy is the outraged anger of man and his wicked intents and evil works. In other words, uncontrollable wrath. And I want to read up on that. That's coming out of Proverbs 6:34. And I want to go to that real quick. And this is dealing with envy and jealousy and how I was talking about outrageous anger of man. And it says, for jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. 35. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. So in other words, when that person is jealous, they're full of rage. You can say you're sorry all you want. You can ask for them to forgive you all you want, send all the gifts you want. They outrage. The Bible says he rests. It says neither will he rest content. That means that no matter what you do, you can send whatever gifts you want to send. Say you're sorry, whatever. It's too late. That jealousy is a rage. Now I want to also go to Proverbs 27:4, and we're dealing still with jealousy and envy. Just on the characteristics of it, and we're going to even get even further on this, because sometimes people don't even know the depth of envy and jealousy. It says in 27:4, wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous. But who is able to stand before envy? It's asking the question, who is able to stand before envy? That's something. Jealousy. It's almost like to say, can Satan stand before envy? Man, I'm going to read this again. Wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous. But who is able to stand before envy? That lets you know that that's not even to be messed with. That's how cruel, wicked, and cold envy is. And the thing about it, we are all capable of having that. We are all capable, every single one of us in here, capable of having envy and jealousy in our heart. Ain't nobody exempt, ain't nobody off limits in here. We all capable of having that. And that is one of the sins of the heart. Even according to Galatians 5:21, envy is one of the sins of the heart. It is also one of the works of the flesh. Galatians 5:21. 5:21. Now I want to break this down. I want to deal with the definition of envy. The definition, it is a feeling of discontent and an ill will because of another's advantage, possessions, wealth, and etc. You know, positions or whatever. Resentful dislike of another who has something desirable. This is the definition of envy. Now I want to also define jealous. It means resentful, suspicious of a rival or a rival's influence. It's almost it's basically almost the same as envy. Resentful and envious. So in other words, like it says, resentful, suspicious of a rival. For right there, in other words, like if a neighbor move across the street. She's a real pretty single woman move across the street, and then all of a sudden you get jealous and you thinking, oh, I don't want my husband to see her. Ooh, now she's too pretty. And then all of a sudden you're getting jealous, resentful, suspicious of a rival. Or a rival's influence. Sometimes we get jealous as siblings because mama is paying more attention to the other sibling than us. So it's like a jealous sibling rival there. Okay. So this is what jealous means. The next thing that we want to define is covet. And now covet is also like envy too. It says to desire something that another person had, to crave or long for. That's another form of envy. And then you got covetous. There you go. Covetous. To be greedy. That's one of the definitions. To be greedy, desire more than one needs or deserve. In other words, if I'm a rich person, I'm a celebrity, and say I go out and I buy 50 houses and then I buy 80 cars. And then I'm like, oh, I got to go out and I got to buy me some more houses and some cars. That's being greedy. And that's what covetous is. It's designed to have more than one needs or deserve. You don't need all of that. But see, that's what covetous is. When you just got to have more and more and more, and you got more than what you need or deserve. And, you know, I know sometimes I get guilty of that. You know, buying stuff that I really don't even need. Tell the truth and shame the devil. The next one is vainglory. Now, vainglory is a form of pride. Vainglory means extreme self-pride and boastfulness and excessive vanity. In other words, it's a selfish spirit. So you go out of your way to achieve goals for yourself and to be honored and praised of men. You know, you brag about how skillful you are. All eyes got to be on you at all the time. It's about desiring popularity and honor among men. In other words, you always try to keep the spotlight.
Now, what's that word now?
Vainglory. Vainglory. And behind that is competition. And I'm going to break that down. Behind that is competition.
Is that also we're still in Galatians?
Yeah, I'm going to break that down. Behind that is competition. Now, when you're dealing with vainglory, it's almost like a thing where, you know, when you desire to be popular, well-known, you got the spotlight on you, you have this selfish spirit of pride and vanity, and you all this and a bag of chips and all this and that. It's almost like a thing, if I'm like that and you like that, it's like we become in a rat race, if you will. Or crabs in a barrel. The one that crawls up at the top, the